nice to watch you. What we been through, I miss you. And you can't lie, you miss me too. If I roll through, but you...
So I'm back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Erica Kane. Finally, I've been wanting to get to this video or this song for so long. So without further more to say, like, comment, and subscribe, turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get into today's video. I'm gonna be running over Erica Kane, going through the lyrics, sharing how I feel the song means and why I think it has a significant meaning to Aaliyah's life. So the first lyric just says, she's back on the streets, a thief for the night. Fill you with grief, she cuts like a... I feel like Aaliyah was in the streets. And she was basically a fee. You know, she would be your friend as long as you spend. She's gonna say that in the song. But she would accept money, gifts for you to get what you want out of her. And I think that's what this first line is talking about. Respectfully, and I just wanna say I'm going into this video respectfully. I love Aaliyah so much. She's one of my favorite artists. And I'm not on here to disrespect her in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, fill you with grief. She cuts like Damon said, she'll give you a chance. But it was never really guaranteed. She will just, you know, pop out with somebody else and leave you in the dust, basically. That was Aaliyah, right? She was very vicious and she started to act out in a very dangerous, womanly way. Make you do things that no others could do. And I'm gonna literally talk about every lyric because this song is just that deep for me. So, make you do things that no others could do. There were men doing things I've never thought men could do for women. Like, I mean, they were sending her gifts. They were probably taking her on vacations, giving her money, the time in the day, ruining their relationships for her, becoming very obsessive over her, for her. It was just a lot of things that she was making these men do. And I was very confused because, once again, DMX was speaking about it in an interview. He said that Aaliyah, I believe, asked him if he would go to a war with her, and he said yeah. And he said he usually took out the Corvette, but for this event for Aaliyah, he had to get the Rolls Royce and put on his best show because he's showing up with Aaliyah. She had this very mystique vibe about her that made the men go wild and crazy. She was making the men do things that no others could do. Literally. She turned a professor into a fool. She ain't hard to get, the girl gets around. Respectfully, 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 I think this part is about Aaliyah. I'm sorry. Listen, from the age of 12, we're gonna say 12, because that's when she met Robert. She was getting around, really. Like, she wasted no time after that marriage annulled. She moved on to Blake C, aka Trife, allegedly. We're gonna say allegedly because not everybody believes this, but I believe it. She moved on with Trife. Then after Trife, she had multiple boyfriends, you know, and now we gotta somehow, some way squeeze Ghostface into this list. Hey, Aaliyah was getting around. She ain't hard to get, the girl gets around. That was Aaliyah. We gonna have to go over that list again because it's just new dates popping up of people that she allegedly dated or did date secretly. She was getting around. Let's just say that. Those that she met, they're destined to drown. People that she meet, she's basically saying that when you meet her, you're destined to take a L with her. Doesn't matter in what way, you're gonna drown. You know, if you meet me, you're gonna drown. You're gonna be set up to lose, you know, to be a loser, to take that L, right? Aaliyah was very confident. She let it get to her head, which is why she's not here today, because a lot of people do not go for that. They don't want to be dead dirty. She was doing a lot of people dirty. Jay-Z is the #1 person she did dirty though. But Aaliyah was very out there. She was becoming very vicious, like I said before. And altogether, it just became a very dangerous game to her. And she thought it was fun. She thought she was doing the right thing. She thought she was smart. She probably thought she inherited some of that smartness that her mom had. And she took it into her own hands. But you cannot piss off people in the industry. They will turn on you. And we see that. We still see that with Aaliyah. Her untimely demise was not an accident. It's because she was getting over on people. She shouldn't have did that. So she's basically telling you, as soon as you meet me, you're not gonna even have a chance. It's basically like bitchy talk, respectfully. She'll make you change like you never believe. She'll turn a working man into a thief. She'll make you change like you never believe. A lot of men were changing over her. They were like, Aaliyah was everything. She was my friend, like, what did she do to make you feel this way? DMX named his whole daughter after Aaliyah. Timbaland was obsessed. She was just making a lot of men change the way they view love, the way they view relations, the way they view being with a woman who was temporary. Like, she just had that effect on dudes, and she would make them change for better or for worse. And then she says she'll turn a working man into a thief. That was for the worse. Damon and Jay-Z, they were working men. They were best friends. They were doing things together, showing up to parties together, laughing together, partying together, like everything, right? They were like brothers. Until Aaliyah came into the picture, she met Jay-Z first. She brought some type of rival between the two. And they were no longer the same. And you had Jay-Z like, my friend trying to get with her. But I'm trying to get with her. And then you had Damon, who ended up meeting her further down the line in 2000, falling in love with her, which wasn't supposed to happen. And he knew he had it. Because Aaliyah, she didn't really want Jay like that anyways. And Damon knew that. That's why Damon was like, you know what, I'm going to take this girl like a piece of cake. So Damon ended up taking her, and then Jay-Z ended up getting salty. They friendship break up. That's why it broke up. Like, we're not even going to act like it was business related. No, it wasn't. It was over Aaliyah. Damon, or Jay-Z, is a very prideful person. They don't like to be rejected. They don't like to be left to look dumb. Or they will be salty, and they will think of a master plan. She turned, Jay-Z into a thief. Jay-Z stole Rockefeller from Damon, and he just let Damon have Aaliyah because he knew Aaliyah's faith anyways. He's like, she's gonna be gone anyway, so you're not gonna have anything. I'm gonna have Rockefeller. So he bought Rockefeller, which basically is thieving his friend out of business. So that's basically what I'm getting from here, or from this. But I'm pretty sure she had a lot of men probably acting crazy, being thieves, just being selfish when it came to her, and just being with her. She burned a lot of bridges for other people's relationships. She was very messy. I'm sorry, like, at the end of the day, if you're a real Aaliyah fan, you have to admit this stuff. It might hurt a little bit, it might be disrespectful or come off as disrespectful, but Aaliyah's telling you what she was doing in this song. Take it or leave it. And then it just goes in to say she's Erica Kane, which I think is Aaliyah. She's saying, I'm Erica Kane. She's not going to say, I'm Erica Kane. Like, why would she say that? Then they're going to be like, ooh, she's a horrible person. Like, she's just using this Erica Kane character, so to look like she's just like reflecting on this character, Erica Kane, and her situation, But in our reality, she can relate to Erica Kane's situation. Go watch my last recent video, and that'll explain everything. The next verse just says, back on the block, she's at it again. When she started off, she said she's back on the streets, basically meaning she's free. She's a free agent. She's back on the streets just be this vicious woman, you know, while doing something that she enjoys doing as a young adult. A few for the night. And then in the next verse, she just says, back on the block, she's at it again. She's no longer, you know, dealing with anybody. She's back on the block, and she finna do what she did this last dude to this next dude again. Like, she was just doing people dirty. She was probably just leaving these dudes without an explanation. Like, that's just the type of person I'm getting from Aaliyah. The more I look into this, the more I listen to her music, she was just very vicious. That's just the only word I can use. Dangerous, very deceitful, however you pronounce that. That's Aaliyah. She'll be your friend as long as you spend. Now this really reminds me of when Damon said that Jay-Z was courting her with gifts. And I also believe Damon is a hypocrite. I think Damon was courting her too with gifts. Like, they were both giving her gifts because when she got with Damon, right, she had on that Rockefeller chain. I know she didn't buy it. She probably was gifted those shirts too by Damon, and she probably just did a DIY and made them, you know, pretty and girly. But she started rocking that Rockefeller chain, throwing the little Rockefeller sign up. He was gifting her too. And then they were seen on vacation together. There's so many rare pictures of them on vacation. She has a picture with his father, pictures with his kids. Like, he was courting her too. But she liked more of what he was doing. He must have been doing more for her than Jay-Z. She'll be your friend as long as you spend. As long as you spend, you can have a place in my life, okay? That's how it is. That's why she accepted to give Jay-Z an opportunity, even though she wasn't feeling him like that. He wasn't the most attractive back then. But because he was gifting her and all of that jazz, sending her flowers to her house, she was like, okay, he got potential. Let's see. Let's give him a chance, you know? We'll see. We'll show up to a few parties together and hang out, maybe go on vacation. They seem to love Paris. I wonder if they ever went to Paris together. Wouldn't be surprised, but they were hanging out a lot. She said that. And she was materialistic when it came to men gifting her. If you wasn't gifting her, she ain't want nothing to do with you. At all. If you ain't have money, she ain't want nothing to do with you. Luckily, Jay-Z had money. He was very in love with Aaliyah, I personally believe. So, of course, he's going to gift her. I'm pretty sure he was giving her jewelry, taking her on shopping sprees, sending her flowers, taking her out on dates, like everything. And she liked that. She was an attention seeker from men. Like, yeah, do y'all understand? Like, are y'all getting it? Because it makes perfect sense to me. This is talking about her being a very vicious woman, basically a home wrecker, a person who is just doing men dirty, draining them of their money, draining them of their time and effort and their gifts, and just basically saying, like, I'll give you the time of the day if you give me what I want. You know, and I'm materialistic. I like jewelry, I like clothes, I like to shop, I like expensive things sometimes, you know, like I like vacations, I like to have fun. If you can do that, we can potentially go somewhere and do some things. You know, but it was never temporary. I mean, it was temporary. It was never forever. I know she's torn whole families apart. Now, when I'm saying how Aaliyah was in relationships with people like Genuine, a lot of people were like, oh, they never really dated because around the time they allegedly dated, he had a girlfriend and a child, and Aaliyah was babysitting his baby. Like, it's just weird, right? It wasn't like, I mean, I can't say she was not babysitting his baby, but it was something more than just that. And like I said, in one of her interviews, she was talking about a bubble bath, this and that. And then one of his songs, he was talking about a bubble bath too. Come on now. She was probably screwing him when he had a girlfriend and a baby. Crazy, right? She was trying to get with DMX, he had a wife, but she was still screwing him, right? I don't know if Rachel Roy was Damon's girlfriend, but he was messing with Rachel. Aaliyah came into the picture, was screwing Damon while he was still screwing Rachel. She was messing around with Jay-Z. Jay-Z met Beyonce first. I seen a comment where somebody was like, Aaliyah met Jay-Z first. No, she didn't. Jay-Z met Beyonce first. She met Jay-Z, started I believe, screwing Jay-Z while he was messing around with Beyonce. That's probably where that animosity came from Beyonce. My nose looks so red. But she was just messing with people who was in relationships. And then they said that her and Nas were talking, but they never really went anywhere because he wanted to settle down and have a baby or some kids or something. But Aaliyah wasn't ready for that, something like that. And then after, you know, they went their separate ways, he ended up getting with, I think, Khalees and having a baby and getting engaged or something like that. I don't want to butcher it, but he moved on very quickly. And I'm just like, she was messing with people who already were dealing with other people. Another one I'm still confused at is the Larice diss. Why would she call Aaliyah for no reason? Like, was she messing around with the one she was messing around with, one of the brothers? What was his name? Crazy Bone? Somebody said she went on tour with him. Was she trying to get with him or something? Like, is that what pissed Larice off? Like, it was something. They weren't calling her out of her element for nothing. And she specifically used the word TRAMP for Aaliyah. Y'all let me know though, but she was tearing families apart. I don't care what nobody says. I mean, it's just something she went through. Her mom, I feel like, was cheating on her dad. Like, it's just, in that situation, the mom was hurting the family, the relationship, by cheating on Michael Houghton. And I believe that they did split. We just didn't hear about that, and we weren't going to hear about it. Or the people back then weren't gonna hear about it. Like mother, like daughter. She'll shoot a poison arrow straight through your heart. She definitely would. I mean, we seen what she did to Jay-Z, right? That was poisonous. That was wrong. That was foul. I don't know how she did it. I don't know. She must have didn't have a heart. This is the day for Erica Kane. There's nothing to lose, none for her to gain. So see, she's basically saying she wouldn't lose anything. Like, if she fell out with anybody or if anything happened, she wouldn't lose anything. She was very successful and she had the game on lock. So she's like, there's nothing for her to lose. And it wouldn't be nothing for her to gain either, because she did everything she wanted to do within her 22 years, right? Like, she was very accomplished at what she had did. She was married. She allegedly got pregnant. I'm just gonna say she got pregnant. She was in multiple relationships. She partied, went to prom. Like she said, her mom kept her real when she came home. And she just had accomplished everything. And then not just with that, but with her career, she accomplished a lot. She went to the Oscars. She had many soundtracks that were successful, many albums that were successful, many movies that were successful, modeling gigs that was probably successful. Like, she was loved. She was not gonna lose anything, nor did she need to gain anything. She already had everything, right? Like, she was a millionaire. She was straight. She'll make an honest man steal from his folks. I believe that Damon did get greedy and he started doing Jay-Z wrong, hence to why Jay-Z started to come up with his master plan. He had to. He had no choice. I think that Damon was doing a lot of people dirty in his circle. He started to get very hungry and very self-centered. Being with the hottest girl, and he let that get to his head. And stealing from each other, arguing with each other, falling out over one another because of her. She was vicious. I mean, it's really not, the song speaks for itself, really. Like, there's really nothing I can really say, you know, without just repeating basically what the song is saying itself. But it also says, and drain a millionaire until he go broke. Now, this goes back to when she said she'll be your friend as long as you spend. Of course, Aaliyah was going for people who had money like her, a lot of money, men who would do anything for her and gift her. She also wanted to, basically she wants to drain them out of their millions. Because at the time, she was a millionaire too. But Aaliyah was, like I said, she was materialistic. She was money hungry when it came to men. She's hard to get, but she's not hard to get. As long as you do these things, you qualify. She was gonna drain a millionaire, and I think that millionaire was gonna be Damon. I'm pretty sure Damon was a millionaire back then. And she got with him because he was willing to spend and do whatever it was that she wanted him to do. And he already said that, I would do anything for her. That says a lot. But when I first heard that, drain a millionaire until he go broke, like, why say that if it doesn't relate to you? Like, that's a very sick line. And I feel like that's just who she was. Like, she was just a very sick person to men, and that would make sense why, you know, a lot of the men went against her. She was doing the most. Okay, the next verse just says, I really don't think you should mess around, because all she'll do. Now with this, she probably did warn them. I could be very toxic. I'm a very toxic person. Maybe she even didn't. Maybe she let her actions speak for themselves, and she didn't just like plain out tell them, I'm gonna do you dirty, like, if you mess up once. But she's like, you really should mess around, you know, I could really do damage. All she'll do, her you know, alter ego, her personality, her real character, you know, behind cameras, which a lot of people knew about that character than we did. We thought she was sweet and, hi, I'm Aaliyah and I love family. No, she was doing the most backstage. She like, if I gotta be a bitch, then I'll be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was gangster. She's talking about all she'll do is bring you down, and she probably brought a lot of people down. That's why a lot of people had cruel things to say about her. People were dissing her. Even Eminem dissed her. Like, what was she doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes you ask, what was she doing? She also said, and there's nothing for you to gain. So she's basically like, you're not gonna gain from me. I can make you look dumb. What's mine is mine. Being with me, you're not gonna gain anything. And she goes by this name. But that's what I think Erica Kane is about. Aaliyah was a very vicious person, and I had to realize that, like, I didn't want to believe it. People were like, oh, she was this and that, she slept around. And I used to be that person that was like, no, she didn't. Do you see her interviews? Like, but then as I got into her more, I'm just like, yeah, nah, these songs are a reflection of her. These people weren't mad at her for no reason. No one's gonna diss you for no reason. No one's gonna call you out of your element for no reason. No one's gonna let their friendship get jeopardized. And she was always around when something happened. Like, when Jay-Z and Damon split, she was there. She was the center of their fallout. Aaliyah was the problem. That's what Erica Kane means to me. I don't think it's about drugs. I do think that she is like comparing what she is doing or what she was doing to these men and to people. She was comparing it to what drugs do to people, that make people go crazy, argue over something that they want. They were the fiends. They, you know, was bickering like little flies, you know. So I think that that's where people get it mixed up at. But she definitely wasn't talking about, like, you know, she's just talking about being vicious like a, you know, but in a human form. You guys let me know what you think. Do you agree? If not, let me know why down below. Also comment the next song you want me to run through. And I will see you guys in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Stay crazy.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right?